Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. We have a very snowy afternoon here in Dilijan, so it's a little bit the beginning of winter, but hopefully the summer will be back in a week's time. My name is Sophie Dunker. I am the deputy head of the college. Gabrielle is away today, so it's my turn to introduce the Meet the Faculty. We are a very young school. We're only in our 8th academic year. And while the pandemic has been rather difficult for us to manage, we have learned that distance can be overcome. As a community, we have strengthened our interaction with parents and stakeholders through town halls, parent-mentor meetings that were taking place online. And now we are starting with this series where we are introducing our subject teachers. So in the end, we have learned that engaging like this can only strengthen the school's success and will be beneficial for everyone. So hopefully you agree at the end of this session. We're going to introduce the specific sessions by department. And today it's going to be science and mathematics. And in IB terms, that is groups 4 and 5. I'm very lucky to be working with an excellent group of colleagues. Our teachers, together with the fantastic students that we have, make UWC Dilijan a very special place. We hope that today's session will give you a glimpse of the people next to me who are instrumental in making the experience here in Dilijan unique, fulfilling, and meaningful for all of us. So thank you for joining us and enjoy the session, which of course is very special to me because even though I'm now an administrator, I am and always will be a teacher. So I'm handing over to Dinithi, who is the head of Group 4, the Sciences. Dinithi.
Thank you, Sophie, and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Dinithi, and I am the head of the science department at UWC Dilijan. Before introducing our team, I would like to bring a few key points of science education at UWC Dilijan. The science department is striving to offer an excellent science education to our students, especially those who are coming from all different backgrounds with different abilities. And our staff are subject specialists and are driven by the desire to ensure that all our learners make good progress in every learning. We have high expectations of our students in terms of their passion towards science, attitude towards learning, and their effort. It is our intention to have a curriculum which is taught in an engaging, stimulating, and intellectually challenging environment. So IB Diploma program is one of the key aspects of science learning at UWC Dilijan. So at UWC Dilijan, we provide a knowledge-rich environment and a curriculum which generates an inquisitive, healthy curiosity of the world and its place in the universe and the sense of wonder at its complexity and beauty. We also promote respect for the living and non-living world and the essential role science has to play in the conservation and protection of the world's natural resources. We develop the scientific skills required to understand the uses and complications of science developments now and in the future. We also increase the scientific literacy and engagement with science in the news, developing the knowledge, wisdom, and the skills required to make informed decisions based on evidence and facts. And we stimulate, of course, thought and awareness of the applications of real world importance of science study. In the meantime, we promote a broad understanding of the multiple science-based career available, especially STEM-based career. So in order to achieve all these mentioned tasks, we are equipped with multiple resources. Our laboratories are resourced enough for our students to engage in regular lab classes and on their own individual researches. That is one of the key component of the IB diploma program, IB diploma science program. As a team, we use a range of teaching and learning resources, both online and offline. So most importantly, what students learn is greatly influenced by how they are taught. So this is where the science team is important. So let me introduce you to the backbone of the science education at UWC Dilijan. They will tell you how unique we are. I think I will start with our two physics specialists, Stefan and Jaime. Stefan, over to you.
Thank you very much, Diniti. I will just say a very little bit about myself and my background. So my name is Stefan. I am from Denmark. I come with a background in engineering and spent some years in academic research before I started teaching. So I try to say most of the time I am an engineer trying to make it as a physicist, or at least as a physics teacher. And that turns out to work out quite well in the IB setting, where the students have to learn a very practical hands-on approach to physics. It turns out to work quite well. This is my third year at UWC Dilijan, and I really enjoy being here.
Hello, I'm Jaime. I'm the other physics teacher. I have kind of the opposite background. I have a theoretical background in physics, theoretical physics, but I do recognize the importance of understanding the connection with experiments. And I'm currently teaching the DP1 cohort, and I'm beginning here at UWC Dilijan. It's my first year. But I'm coming from a UWC beforehand, so I'm not new to the mission and these very special kind of students that we have. I'm going to pass it back to Diniti, who will carry on to the other groups.
Thank you, Jaime. So these are our physics specialists, and then let's move on to chemistry. Mary, over to you.
Hi, my name is Mary, the chemistry teacher, as Dinithi just said. I am originally from Canada. I have taught in Canada, New Zealand, Hong Kong, and this is my second year in Armenia. I trained as an IB teacher. I get my IB training in Australia, and I have been teaching IB chemistry for the last 12 years.
Thank you, Mary. And let's move on to ESS, Environmental Systems and Societies, which is a unique IB diploma subject. It's an interdisciplinary subject. I'm pretty sure Dia and Asniv can explain ESS more. Asniv.
Hello, thank you, Diniti. Hello, I'm Asniv. I'm from Armenia. My background is in physics, but I was working in various areas before joining UWC. I was teaching in Armenian different schools, physics and natural sciences. Here this is my fourth year in this school, and I teach ESS, which is Group 3 and Group 4 humanities and science subject combined. That's, I think, it from me. I can move, pass on Dia.
Dia is our, not only our ESS teacher, she's our geographer too. Dia.
Hello, everybody. So yes, I teach geography and ESS. I'm trained as a geographer, but I've been teaching environmental studies at the college level, and this is my first year and first term at UWC.
Thank you, Dia. And finally, it's the biology time. And there are two biologists who teaches biology, Madhu and myself. Unfortunately, Madhu cannot join us today as she's supervising a student visit. But I have a message from her. I will read it out. Hello, everyone. I am Madhu, a teacher of biology. I'm sorry that I cannot be with you all today. However, I would like to share my thoughts on teaching biology. Before becoming a teacher, I was a research scientist in the field of genetics. So I am passionate about scientific research and enjoy teaching genetics the most. Saying that, the light bulb moments in the classroom are that makes teaching such a wonderful experience, no matter what I am teaching. The subject is so relevant to real life that it is very easy to it is very easy to apply it to the real life. So finally, I will introduce myself. I'm Diniti, and I am the other biologist in the team. I'm from Sri Lanka. I studied marine biology, and algology and conservation sciences are my specialized areas. Before becoming a teacher, I worked as a research officer and a project manager at 3 different institutions. And I joined full-time teaching, and I worked in 3 different countries. And joining UWC is, of course, a turning point of my life. At UWCD, I am not just a teacher for the students, but I am a learner. I have learned so much from my students. Sharing our unique experience in the classroom is my favorite part of teaching and learning in biology at UWC Dilijan, and it is lovely to see my students bringing the examples of their own and evaluating them. So this is the science team at UWC Dilijan, and you are more than welcome to contact us. And if you have any questions, we are very happy to answer. And I think before Q&A, we will move on to the science or maths faculty. Marcel, over to you.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody. I am Marcel, I'm the head of maths in UWC Dilijan. It's my second year here. You can see I'm sitting here with 2 of my maths colleagues. They will introduce themselves later on. First, a few things about myself and about maths at our school here. I'm Marcel and come from the Netherlands. I originally trained as a physicist. I studied physics, but have taught physics also, but most of the time I've been teaching mathematics. I've been a teacher for 25 years, and although I come from the Netherlands, most of my teaching has been in international schools. So I'm still quite new here in Armenia. This is my second year, but I have taught the IB in many other different places around the world. Now, a few things about maths here in UWC Dilijan and maths in general in the IB system. Maths is a compulsory subject. It is not like many other subjects that students can choose. The only choice that they have is that we have 2 branches of mathematics. They can choose for maths applications and interpretation, or maths analysis and approaches. A few things about the difference of those 2 courses. For the applications and interpretation course, it's like it says, it is more applied maths. It has more focus on things like statistics and modeling. That means using mathematics to describe real world applications. That course is mainly for students who want to continue their education in fields like social sciences, medicine, or subjects like that. It can also be economics, for example, more the applied maths. If you're more a pure mathematician, pure maths, you're loving maths because of the maths, then the analysis and approaches is more the course for the student. Analysis is more, like I said, pure maths. It is more focused on calculus and algebra. And that course is more for students who want to continue in the pure sciences, like if you want to study physics, chemistry, biology, or you want to study maths or subjects that require a lot of mathematics itself. That is then the analysis course is more suitable for you. Both courses can be done at higher level and standard level. We do notice in the beginning of the year, that is for always, not just here in our school, but everywhere in IB schools, that there's often quite a gap between the level of maths in prior education and the level of maths at IB in the IB system. And that is something that students have to get used to. Also, the way the IB mathematics is organized, the way IB maths is asking questions, the skills that are important can be different than what was there in the previous schools for students. So we do notice that in the beginning, students might be struggling a bit with the type of questions that are being asked. Also, they have to learn maths in a new language. So that's something to have to get used to. But in the end, we see many students improving and getting success in maths also. In the beginning of the year, we had a test for students because the maths can be studied at higher level and standard level. So we had an introduction test to analyze which students are suitable for the higher level. And after that, they made their choices themselves. Do I want to do applications or analysis? And do I want to do that at higher level or standard level? I myself am more teacher of the applications course. That's also because of my background. As a physicist, that's also more or less applied maths. So I teach applications to the DP1s and DP2, both standard level and higher level. I've got here with me two of my colleagues, and Anand is the other maths teacher who is also online. Can I first introduce Elizaveta?
Hello, my name is Elizaveta. I'm from Russia. I hold a degree in pure mathematics from the University of Manchester, and then I also hold a degree in operations research and analytics from London School of Economics. It's my second year here in Dilijan, and I teach higher level analysis mathematics and standard level applications mathematics. And I'll hand it over to Regin.
Hello, I am Regin. I'm from Philippines. This is also my second year here in UWC Dilijan. This is my fourth year teaching the IB curriculum. Prior to teaching IB, I was an academic researcher back in the Philippines and also instructor in several universities back home. Currently, I'm teaching the DP2 analysis HL level, higher level, and the DP1 analysis SL. To Ananta.
Hello all, my name is Ananta. I'm a teacher of mathematics. I'm from India, and this is my second year at UWC Dilijan. I've been teaching IB diploma program for the last 13 years. And the IB math provides a unique language to describe, explore, and communicate the nature of the world we live in. So we emphasize whether it is an applications or analysis. We try to bring in the real world context into our math classrooms and try to provide students a more meaningful mathematical experience. Thank you. Over to Marcel.
Okay. Well, as you might have noticed, we all are in our second year here in UWC Dilijan. We started as a team last year, and typical for our community here, we come from all different places, and well, I can tell you we work very well together, and that is also typical for our school here, that we have students from all different places who work very well together, and that's what we as a team also, we enjoy working here with such a diversity of students that come from all places. And yeah, that is still amazing place to work here. Okay, that is in brief the Maths department. Are there any questions because we move on now to the question and answer session. Are there any questions?
Perhaps I could say that questions can be asked in the chat and we will see them and respond to them. Thanks for that comment. It's a little bit weird for us because we can't see you, but we enjoy the idea that we're actually communicating to all the parents out there. Well, perhaps I can ask you while we're waiting if there actually are some questions. Perhaps I could ask you, Dinithi, perhaps to talk a little bit about the kinds of projects that our students do with science. I know that we have quite a few CAS activities connected to the science department. And that is something that I find quite exciting. I'm not a scientist. Obviously, you saw me, those of you who are here again yesterday, as a language teacher. But I do enjoy popping into the science labs and watching some lessons and seeing what students are up to. Dinithi, anything you can perhaps talk about there?
Yeah, we have quite a lot of students enjoying science and planning really nice projects in science labs with us. I can bring few examples. I think I can bring one of the examples we had recently as a part of one of our students' extended essay to understand how the seed germination takes place in the space by stimulating microgravity. And that project is a unique project where there were a lot of help from physics, thanks to Stefan, to organize the small equipment to stimulate microgravity. Another project that we can actually bring was from last year. We had one of the students who actually calculated the amount of solar panels we need to turn the non-renewable energy to renewable energy. That surprised the whole school community, the amount of energy we need and how much energy we should be saving. On the other hand, we have projects where we work with the community. Science with the Kids is one of the programs we've been doing for the last several years. Unfortunately, because of pandemic, we couldn't actually go to the community or bring the students from the community to our labs. Compared to the community in Armenia, the schools in Armenia, we have lots of facilities and we are very happy to share the facilities we have with them. And it's a student-led program. Our students organize the small activities to give them to give the local Armenian students an opportunity to use our laboratories and to use the resources. Apart from that, we always collaborate with Yerevan State University for different projects and other organizations as well.
Thanks. There's a question now, or rather a prompt. Perhaps we could say a little bit more about ESS. It's something very new to Eastern Europe. I don't know, either Asnif or Dia, perhaps you could talk a little bit more about that subject that can count either as a humanity or as a science.
Maybe I can. Hello again. ESS is new for Armenia and most of the countries as well as a subject and as a knowledge. So basically, we talk about environment, interactions with human society, and how do human activities affect all of the parts of Earth, and how do we deal with that interactions, how do we minimize human created issues on the Earth. And on the other hand, we look at the things holistically, like we don't take only one issue in one certain space and talk about that. We talk about all of the parts of the world, all of the areas and so on. I don't know if I could explain it well. Maybe you could add something. It's really difficult to explain.
I think I would explain ESS as a combination of ecology and geography. And we follow the system model where we first study how the system works. If you take, for example, aquatic systems, we study how the system itself works, and then we understand what issues are there in the system, and then find solutions from all aspects of the sustainable pillars: economical, social, and environmental. So this is slightly different to the environmental studies. In environmental studies, the focus is the environment, but in ESS, we focus all three areas: the economical aspect, social aspects, and the environment, ecological aspects. Dia, would you like to add something?
I think both of you covered essentially what ESS is in terms of the idea of understanding both the science and the effect humans are having on the environment and how we eventually come to deal with it. So it is a very intersectional subject which has both aspects of the humanities and social sciences and the actual earth sciences. So it's a great subject.
Students sometimes regret that it's only available at standard level because they would quite like to go into more depth sometimes. There's another question now for the maths department, whether there is something that parents can do to actually support their children in catching up on maths, because here there's a reference, which I understand very well, that German maths courses don't seem to meet the starting point of IB maths, especially at higher level. So is there anything you can suggest there?
That's what I also mentioned, that there is a difference between how many students learn maths in the previous schools and at the IB level. Especially for the analysis higher level course is maybe the most demanding course. Well, we've got many resources that students can use themselves and that they can also share with their parents. That is, we've got online subscriptions to, for example, Cogniti. That's a web platform where students can have a book and questions that they can work from, and they get assignments from there also. Also, the books that we use in class, students have also an online PDF of those books. So they can, parents can see from what is shared with students what we're doing in class. The analysis higher level, what makes it so challenging is not so much the content, that is not so different than in other schools, I would say, but IB maths requires a lot of applying your maths in a new context, to be able to transfer your skills, to be able to use knowledge of different areas for one specific question. And that can be demanding in the beginning. Certainly, if you're starting new in DP1 with the higher level analysis, that will be challenging in the beginning. But with time, students will get used to the type of questions that are being asked and how to solve them and how to apply their mathematics in a meaningful way. Anand, do you have anything to add to that? Because Anand is the analysis higher level teacher.
Thank you, Marcel. I think the rigorousness, when we talk about the rigorousness of analysis higher level, these mathematical ideas that we discuss may not have an immediate practical applications, but however, doing such mathematics is about digging deeper to increase mathematical knowledge and truth. So the mathematics curriculum that we talk about is driven by the abstract concepts and generalizations that makes it more rigorous.
And can I add one more thing, is that certainly in the beginning, students might be a bit overwhelmed by the level of the maths and the way the maths is being taught and organized here at IB Mathematics. We also have a support system ourselves here in the school. We started with that this week. Every week there is 2 hours of maths support done by ourselves, by the maths teachers. And there's also student-to-student support. So there is a group of volunteer students, mostly from DP2, that are good mathematicians that help those who are a bit weaker in mathematics, a bit more struggling to solve their problems and to with their homework, etc. So it is organized in such a way that one better mathematician is coupled, is the partner of one of the weaker students, and then they work together and they can see how they can help themselves. So that's we have ourselves in support for our students. I hope that answers the question.
I will finish off here and perhaps say from my perspective as a language teacher, we do say in our language policy that every teacher in this school is a language teacher. So it's not just about the English, it is the language of the subject. And of course, because of the diversity here, everybody understands a question, a problem, and students help each other. We are very much aware that sometimes we need to go back and we need to give the vocabulary and we need to give the support in every aspect of language. So I think we need to finish now. And I would like to say thank you for everybody who took the time to watch. And hopefully this gave you a little bit of an idea of who we are and how we work. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.